Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today we're going to be exploring another constructed deck. We're going to be exploring another trio of Planeswalkers. This time it's all about the sacrifice and a bit about the amass. So without further ado, we're going to check the deck out relatively quickly. So the idea is we want to produce a lot of stuff and we want to sacrifice a lot of stuff. The primary inspiration for this is Mayhem Devil. So whenever a player sacrifices something, deals 1 damage. So we want to sacrifice our stuff, want our opponents to sacrifice their stuff. So what's the cheap stuff we're sacrificing? Footlight Fiends with nice death trigger. Orzhov Enforcer, also a nice death trigger. And let's see what else we got. Dreadhorde Invasion, no death trigger, but we can get creatures on a regular basis, so it's quite easy. Angrat in case we need to slip through. Other than that, we have our enablers, basically Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Very good at sacrificing, getting our opponents to sacrifice stuff. Also good at sacrificing our stuff, getting some incremental advantage along the way. Fireblade Artist, also good at getting some sacrifice for damage. Judith, something we're more likely to sacrifice, but hey, extra power is not bad. Also, turning our creatures into extra points of damage is quite good as well. Tibalt, not a creature, but makes devils that are really nice sacrifice targets. Same for Angrat, though the Menace is actually quite interesting. Now, we're hopefully trying to ride the Spectacle train, so we have Light Up the Stage to help us in card draw, Spawn of Mayhem, out of Big Surprise. Shocks, as usual, you want to bolt early stuff. Angrat's Rampage is also an early answer. I originally had Plague Crafter here, but sometimes you need to be specific whether you want the player to sacrifice a Planeswalker or a creature. You don't want to give your opponent that choice, so I'm willing to go with this one. Also, it's 1 mana cheaper. Widespread Brutality, I really want to have a second copy of this now, but I'm running one for now. It's actually quite decent in the matchups that really want it. There's also God Eternal, Bontu, lots of sacrifice triggers. Really nice combo with Mayhem Devil, actually. And we have Sarkhan the Masterless, make some larger tokens. If we have a few stranded Planeswalkers, we can use them to swing. All in all, pretty good stuff. Basically, we're trying to get a lot of early aggro going. Mana base, experimenting with Blast Zone. In the long run, I kind of want a second copy. This is pretty much our go-to removal, aside from Widespread Brutality. Also answers some things like problematic enchantments, problematic artifacts. I might actually prefer that over to Memorial to Folly in this case. Actually, do I have another copy? Oh, I do have another copy. Okay, so change of plans. Although I originally had Memorial to Folly because it's an added mana source. Let's go with the double Blast Zone. Let's live a little bit dangerously. We're probably not going to explore the sideboard in gameplay, but removal, 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 removal. This one's board removal, removal, and removal of control player. Very simple stuff. So our point list is needs to be updated. I'm going to get to that while I'm preparing for the constructed event. So cash in, submit deck. So we're running a bit of a risk because we could draw into a Blast Zone. It will wreak havoc on our mana. Thankfully, I dropped a lot more of the 1-drops. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on the splash screen, but I'm also gonna have to edit this really quickly. Shouldn't be that hard. It's -1 Memorial, 2 copies of Blast Zone. Save that, and yeah, okay. Then let's refresh. Okay, that edit is quick and done. Yeah, this is a definite keeper. We probably won't get turn 1 shock. Actually, we could get turn 1. We won't get turn 1 shock anyway unless we draw into it, but I'm definitely keeping this one. Okay, so we're gonna play the Swamp first. We can surprise our opponent a bit. So definitely gonna run out Orzhov Enforcer. Yeah, that's the matchup I did not want to see. Thankfully, the Enforcer is very good at blocking this, so we really need Tibalt right about now. Because I'm about to see... Okay, thankfully it's just a Merfolk Branch Walker. Another Wildgrowth Walker. Now I want to see Blast Zone. Oh wait, he ditched it. Sure, that's fine. Llanowar Elves. Okay, it's empty. I'm actually curious why our opponent ditched it. Probably means he has mana problems. There's the Blast Zone. I'm actually gonna take the turn off. Or not. I'm actually gonna just load the board for Bear. If our opponent's willing to pare down stuff, it gives me time to adjust the number of counters on Blast Zone. As it is, 2 is looking like a nice number. Vraska could snipe one of our enforcers. No, it's gonna go for the sacrifice elves. No, definitely not. Okay. Now I could be mean and I could just play Angrat, swing with everyone on Vraska. Basically, I need to tick her down. Or not. Let's just leave it up. I'm gonna leave it up because I still have shock mana at least. It gives us an option. Opponent plays Jade Light Ranger. It's gonna get more explore triggers, but we're gonna shock it before anything relevant happens. So it still grows the Wild Growth Walker. I guess now's a good time to trigger this, though we will be losing our enforcers. Okay, Branch Walker. Gonna keep it on top. I'm hoping our opponent is willing to swing with these guys. You know what's coming. Opponent seems to be stuck on land, so you know what? I'm just gonna take it up.
As long as we win,
so we're gonna have a bit of a do nothing turn. I'm not sacrificing. You're sacrificing if you're gonna play that. So I will play Blood Crypt. Enters tapped. Now our opponent could just I could swing with these first. Our opponent could just block. But I'm not gonna wait. I'm just gonna take it down. So we get our Afterlife trigger, so we can now start swinging towards Vraska relatively safely. Okay, there we go. Start paring down a little bit. Opponent has a Merfolk Branch Walker. Opponent's really stuck on mana, so this must be a Vivian or something. Or Breeding Pools. Nice. I'm willing to take the damage for now. Sacrifice. Probably want to sacrifice one of your elves. Oh, I really have to start taking her down. So I'm actually gonna just play more Footlight Fiends. I'll hold off on Angrat as a surprise. Could have swung with this Footlight Fiend.
As long as we win, nothing else matters.
Opponent is just trying to go for the surprise, I guess. Hostage Taker. Probably take one of our Footlight Fiends. Yeah, sure. It's not a big deal if we start trading those off, I guess. Also means that if I play Angrat now, I can force some mean trades. Needs one more mana for light at the stage, though. Widespread Brutality would be brutal, to say the least. Thankfully, we're just managing our opponent who's kind of stuck on mana. I'm gonna play Angrat first. First, the less than optimal blocks. Gonna hold one back. Opponent needs to start double blocking. And I'm probably gonna just take out the Branch Walker. There. And use this to snipe the elves. So this one's still kinda dangerous. Our opponent could actually just start using the -3 to deal with this, so Amass is not... Well, opponent's still kinda flooded now.
It was probably going to die
Opponent's just
anyway.
ticking us up. Also, thankfully this is combat damage, so our Footlight Fiend's not gonna just backstab us with that damage trigger. Does mean I do have to menace now.
The only prize I desire is your head.
Let's see what's... doesn't matter. Wait, we need to deal damage to an opponent. Let's see if our opponent figures this out. Okay, so I might as well just deal with both. I'll probably lose Angrath in the process. Cast down, yeah, sure. So let's light up the stage. Gets us a Mountain Shock. So we play Fireblade Artis. And another Fireblade Artis. Let's force our opponent to answer everything. Opponents are actually eventually forced to answer Angrath. Now the bad news is our opponent could just... Well, we have enough blockers, that's the good news. So our opponent could tick this down, so we have to be very careful. Which means I need to be careful of
Your end is nearer than you think.
hasty stuff. That said, if he swings with everything, it's not too bad. I just chump block, block, block. Okay, that's not bad. Actually, wait. I need you to die. That does nothing. It has to be combat damage. So I'm still alive. Our opponent's probably complaining by now, but heck, it's okay. And we got the Angrath's Rampage to kind of save us a bit, so let's swing. I'm gonna hold back one. There might be haste. I have nothing if our opponent has both haste and trample, but I have to start hold back stuff. Also, I'm gonna run into problematic situations, like if our opponent starts drawing into cards again. So X equals 4. That's okay, not too bad. No sacrifice. Actually, I'm gonna pay life. At this point, it doesn't quite matter. Unfortunately, trample there means another Hydroid Crisis is going to be problem. I think it's a wild goat character. Vivian Reed is a problem. So I need to start snipe.
Is up to you. Balance.
I might actually have to start sacrificing these guys. Because I don't think I can keep pace. District guy, but it's okay. Let's not sacrifice for now. MTG Arena, you're killing me.
I've seen squirrels hit harder.
No, I could have alternately just sacrificed.
Make all sail for high and dry.
What was it? Well, it didn't bother me anyway. But it's not necessarily true, but
wilds are my
it did
shield.
create a big restart. Opponent's about to hit 8 and hit Hydroid Crisis. So unless we have a way to wipe the board, which we don't, I'll actually be forced to hold these guys back just to block. No, I'll have to hold everyone back now. This is not good. Okay, Orzhov Enforcer, so I can just hold that one guy back. Have to keep ticking this one down, unfortunately.
I'm not losing everything again.
So playing this cat and mouse game,
My
and just drawing all the good stuff. Oh joy, third Hydroid Crisis. I would kind of kill for no, Blast Zone would not help us. No, unless we have a way to wipe this board first, we have no way of wiping this one. Yeah, we let the game get out of hand when we allowed Vraska to dictate the state. Could we have gotten through this by just attacking our opponent instead? I don't think so. Not trying all this land didn't help. I guess it comes to there goes the temptation of cutting yet another land. Hard to say. Anyway, that's one loss. Let's keep going at it. I'm also gonna have to start preparing a bit, so I might be a little bit radio silent a bit, so I'll be making moves from time to time. So let's see. Yep, this is the hand I feared. Definitely gonna mulligan this one for sure. This one's more keepable. Okay, that's good. I could run the. Yeah, I'm gonna run the Footlight Fiend first. I won't run Light Up the Stage immediately because we do have 4s and 5s. But I will run Fireblade Artist instead. Yeah. This is actual. Okay, I don't think. Well, it could be actual mono red or it could just be mono red without the burn. Okay, Runaway Steamkin. Yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice because that's one way to kill a Runaway Steamkin. So, Blood Crypt. Okay, I'm gonna have it enter tapped. I'm gonna play the Footlight Fiend. And I'm going to light up the stage. Despite what I said, the reasoning is we could get... Okay, that's good. Reasoning is... I'm a bit scared of another Runaway Steamkin and I don't necessarily have the removal for it. Opponent's probably gonna want to try to take out Fireblade Artist first. There you go, Lightning Strike. That's it. That's almost it. Let's see, Fanatical Firebrands. Gonna snipe? Okay, you didn't snipe. You're gonna kinda regret that. So here comes the Mayhem Devil. You could still snipe this in response because the moment you sacrifice this for something, I get to deal a free damage. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna start prepping things up a bit. Let's hold. I can't hold the shock, so let's just toss the shock. So be right back. Hold on a sec. Oh wait, you know what? I think I'll pause. Let's see if our opponent plays double via sheep. Okay, this could be a light up the stage. Nope, Lava Runner. Okay, Footlight Fiend. I don't. Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Okay, I'm gonna not attack for now. Thankfully our opponent is slightly flooded on mana. Okay, we got ourselves another Mayhem Devil. So I'm gonna actually play that. Target any number of players. 1. Submit. So sacrifice 2 other creatures. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm gonna just throw all the triggers on our opponent. Probably should sacrifice the one that's not ready. No, I don't need to mute our opponent. Come on, give us something good. Something good that we can cast. Opponent's probably gonna sacrifice the Lava Runner. Yeah, Okay, opponent saw the writing on the wall. Yeah, all dumb triggers. I did make a few mistakes there. Yeah, the Mayhem Devil. I should have sacrificed the other one. That was a bit careless of me. I could have used that attack. But anyway, that's our first win. I'm going to take a quick break and we'll be right back shortly. Hold on. Finally, I made it back. Okay, so 1 win, 1 loss. And that was a bit of, well, I wouldn't say it's a bit of an event. It's just, I guess it's all the usual stuff. Anyway, back to the gathering. So probably should get this done quickly because it's the new rollout's going to be a bit imminent. I actually want to explore the, what's it called that? Okay, so definitely get Footlight Fiend. We can get Judith turn 3. Definitely keeping this one. Yeah, so they're going to be featuring the new Chronicles event. Really curious about that one. I'm pretty sure Untapped is... Okay, so unfortunately this means Footlight Fiend is turn 2. We need to play the Guildgate now. I'm not risking not getting anything out. Okay, good. So since it's the only thing we're getting out, at least we save a little bit on life. And I can take... We actually have options here. I'm willing to swing the Footlight Fiend if it means getting Spawn of Mayhem down. So let's put this Spectacle on. And the nice thing is that next turn, barring... Okay, Jade Light Ranger will regain some life. Okay. So we're gonna have to try to race our opponent. Not an easy task. So I have options. I'm probably gonna just play Light Up the Stage. There we go. Got land. And I got options. Probably want to play the... I could play the Dreadhorde Invasion knowing I get Angrat next turn. Which means I'm... Yeah, let's play it now. And I guess I could just shock this guy out of the way. Try to just play... I'm actually... Could also play Footlight Fiend. Yeah, this one's options. Yeah, I'll play the Footlight Fiend. So we're now racing against our opponent's life gain, and he should have quite. And between that and Branchwalker should have plenty. Ooh, Jade Light Ranger again. So we need to at least hold up the. I guess I can take the 4. Yeah, I can just take the 4 damage. If it means I can snipe their creatures down a tad. So definitely, we're definitely gonna be bleeding quite a bit. And let's see. I know I have to hold up for Jade Light Ranger. So that means another Footlight Fiend, or I can play Judith. I'm gonna play Judith right now. Swing with Spawn of Mayhem. So I need to hold up the shock because I know there's a Jade Light Ranger coming. Okay. Let that resolve. Unfortunately, our opponent's gonna get the double trigger. Slightly annoying if it turns out the next two cards are lands, but... Okay, no, it's another Jade Light Ranger, so... I could use a Tibalt right about now. This is not an easy race. My plan might be to just let the zombie army go to 6 power so that I can buff past it, so... Definitely have to... I can also choose to mass block the Wild Growth Walker. That should... So I take 6 damage, but I get enough ping triggers to take out the Branch Walker. Thinking. I can also snipe this one actually. I think there are enough triggers. And yeah. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the token doesn't count. So I'm gonna still be bleeding a bit for the time being. So I'm gonna just... I'm actually slightly nervous, probably all the coffee I drank. So I'm gonna swing with Spawn of Mayhem. At least Orzhov Enforcer can now block this guy. Thankfully our opponent's not playing black. So it's a case of... Oof, shoot. Dreadbore General. Oh, ditched it! Karn's Bastion. So opponent is having mana problem. Well, not quite mana problems. Partner Veils. I'm not gonna be drawing cards. Ooh, right. Thankfully, I can now block this. Tamio. So this is the Planeswalker suite. Okay. So, definitely playing Angrat. Gonna start amassing. So, I'm also gonna start sniping Planeswalkers. I'm gonna start sniping Planeswalkers a bit. So next turn I can... Next turn I gain the life buff. I can at least snipe one of these guys, so I'm slightly in the clear. So basically it's a 5. I can make it a 7/7. Very... I think the obvious one's to bounce this, so... Yeah, I don't get the life gain. So... Yeah, I'm probably gonna die to my own trigger.
If you want it, fight.
Let's light up the stage. Yeah, we got the Widespread Brutality. So I get pinged down to 1. Actually, wait. Okay. Let's play some insurance. If our opponent has another Teferi, that's a problem. But actually, Widespread Brutality allows me to grow this one. Enough to snipe these and maybe charge through this one to gain some life back. So it's a close thing. I'm gonna be down to 1. Liliana, Dreadbore General, gain some life. Force to sacrifice. Sacrifice, I guess? Well, yep. So. Okay, down to 1. So this brings it up to 6. It doesn't snipe these, but it snipes that. Now I have to hold the Spawn of Mayhem back, but I am willing to just swing at Liliana, force the block. He's not blocking. Okay. So back on board for the time being until our opponent plays. Okay, Vraska will nuke this one, so it actually nukes the Spawn of Mayhem. It nope has to nuke the token, which means Jade Light Ranger gains some more life. Teferi Time Raveler. So that will bounce this one. I probably should just take a swing at our opponent. Yeah, I have one block. Okay, nope. And so we're at it again. Back to the races, restarting everything. Got another Fireblade Artist. I'm probably just gonna play Tybalt. Probably not gonna win this one, to be honest.
My friend is here to help you, okay?
Yeah, since we know there's a Time Raveler on top, we're probably not gonna win. Might as well just hit for the massive life.
Its loss will serve us.
I could have just hit this one, but truth be told, opponent's gonna cast Time Raveler.
Stand by and watch.
I guess we could. I'm guessing we could probably mainboard one Elder spell.
I'll protect you.
That was not the one I expected to get bounced, to be fair. Well, true. Okay. So they're both attacking this one, so I guess gonna just block one just to snipe the fairy.
Should have seen that coming.
Tamio, return. Yeah, made a mistake. I should have sniped.
You would make an excellent
Made the mistake.
informant for
I
my
should have
study.
sniped the. I should not have sniped the fairy. It's gonna just return it. So get to hit our opponent down to 15, but we're.
The past is never forgotten.
Oh, didn't went back for Liliana. But that's it. I can sacrifice. Well, our opponent has to sacrifice these two. So might as well just go for it, I guess. But still not gonna win. We're gonna. I'm surprised went for Liliana instead, but it's way to draw. Oh, had another Time Raveler. Yeah, that's good.
Sorry I'm late. Let's try this.
Interesting, since you can't cast Liliana anymore.
I think you will find
I'm still
my
facing
notes
this down.
helpful.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I've seen enough. So that's the command the Dread Horde deck. I guess if you're spamming all your wild cards, it's pretty decent, especially if your opponent has spent a lot of their early resources. I could have really used one of Angrat's Rampages there. Starting to reconsider putting the Plaguecrafter in. Okay, definitely keeping this one because it's Footlight Fiend to light up the stage. With Tybalt turn 3 if we have to. And we can cast almost everything here. Well, it becomes a problem if we... Okay, Llanowar Elves. Okay, that's a problem. Okay, sure. Taking a risk. Okay, Footlight Fiend number 2. So I probably won't be playing Tybalt next turn. I'll probably just play the Shock. Ready to call Okay, so our opponent's gonna let this through. He can see the shock coming. If he blocks, I'm okay with it actually. Okay, let through. I could also let the shock go. Just play Tybalt. Thing is, I don't need to play Tybalt right about now. I need to play him later. Yeah, this is shock now because the reason is I can't play anything else. I can't play anything else if I don't draw a black sword or another land for that matter. Ashen Brontodon. Got Blast Zone, so that's something. I'm gonna just start making tokens. Yeah, I really need to do manual tapping when you have this land in play. I could have played Angrat also, but I get rid of the cow. Okay, we'll resolve that. If our opponent swings with this, maybe play the Llanowar Elves app. If you're maybe he's not planning to swing. It's weird. Yeah. Okay, realizes that. Okay, got Guildgate, so we got black mana soon. I definitely want to nuke that, but I kind of want to nuke these two also. So I'm gonna pass on. I'm gonna pass on playing Angrat. Yeah, he's kind of stuck on mana too, so I'm gonna pass on playing Angrat. Actually, I'm gonna swing with the Footlight Fiend though. Opponent blocks, I snipe the Llanowar Elves. Opponent doesn't. Okay, doesn't block. That's just damage. I need to take out these Druids of the Call, knowing that opponents. If we can Crawl Harpooner. Okay, that's another target. Okay. Sure. Crawl Harpooner again. I don't think our opponent notices that this is a Blast Zone. Okay. So. Okay. So. Sacrifice Blast Zone, nuke the 2s, which is like 4 creatures, and play Orzhov Enforcer. Next turn we can play Mayhem Devil, I guess. But that takes... Well, our opponent needs to start drawing lands now. Rabbit Bite. Sure. Afterlife. Okay, at least we can start swinging now. That's the good news. Oh, we also got Judith. I guess we can... I'm gonna play Judith first. That's extra damage. And it means I can block more or less. Okay, opponents. Yeah, I'm unloaded way too early. Fireblade Artist, not what I need. I'm gonna play Angrat first because I can do the Mayhem Devil Fireblade. Never mind. Yeah, that would have meant our opponent would have to take a bit of damage. He can only block one of our creatures. So 2 wins, 2 losses. Actually, this is still on par, but I am liking this version better than the previous build I had. Sure, there are times that just like the how would you call that? What's another way to call that? Dreadhorde Blossom. I'm definitely keeping this one. We got because we have a turn 2 Fireblade Artist. No, it really needs one more land. Sarkhan is starting to become more of a liability, especially if our opponent has a turn 1 play. Legion's land. Okay, maybe not too much a liability. Okay, there you go. Now, our opponent's most likely to block, so I'm going to just play Tybalt. Healer's Hawk, sure. I might actually have to, decline that. Oh, Blast Zone would be nice. Actually, Blast Zone nukes these two. I need one more Lando, so let's play this. Let's play. Let's Bolt.
Someone, my assistants are painfully.
Swing again with Fireblade Artist. Opponent's probably gonna have to hold this back, knowing that if I block, I just snipe the healer's Hawk. Then again, I want to get rid of Legion's Landing too, so probably Blast Zone is correct anyway. If I get another black... Okay, he's gonna do the 4-1. Okay, sacrifice. So that's 2 damage to our opponent, 1 ping to the healer's Hawk. We're not pinging our own planes, so thank you very much. So... Okay. I'm probably gonna just light up the stage first. We did hit our opponent for 1. Okay, we kind of whiffed on that, but we could play Judith. That makes our Fireblade Artist a 3-2. That's pretty much it. You have to play Judith. And... Okay, our opponent has Vahishino Pyromancer, so this is actually red-white. The life gain is a bit of a trick. I still want to snipe the Legion's Landing if I can. If our opponent gets enough creatures, that's a problem. Let's just make another one. No attacks, we need to block Militia Bugler. We can also snipe... Well, we can't... We'll get the snipe from the Devil's ability, but not from Judith. Fireblade, we get the snipe from Judith's ability. And it seems to be stuck on red mana. If he swings, I will block. Because next turn it's Blast Zone. I can play Footlight Fiend. I can nuke Legion's Landing. It will nuke this one, but I can usually snipe that. Or I can just use this snipe this now. So opponent takes 2 damage. This one takes 1, so that's 1 less creature to worry about. Got Dragon Skull Summit. I'm gonna play Blast Zone first. Going to sacrifice Blast Zone. Destroy Legion's Landing, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Play Footlight Fiend. I could... and string a Fireblade Artist. And next turn we get Sarkhan by more likely play Spawn of Mayhem first. Our opponent getting stuck on red mana early was a problem. It's not quite over yet. There's this thing called Boros Angels. I could see an Aurelia come down. Opponent could try. Okay, he's gonna shock that. Okay, so we get 1 ping damage. We aim in the face. If our opponent swings, I just block with Footlight Fiend. Johnny. The alternate is I could just take the 2 damage.
We are unstoppable. I will lend you my strength.
Actually, I will. Oh, he didn't even give a chance. So let's see. If I attack, I ping. I'd actually double ping, so I probably should double ping this one. So I'm gonna kind of ignore this. Our opponent only has a Healer's Hawk. If he blocks, the Militia Bugler dies. I just play Sarkhan the Masterless. If he doesn't block, I play Light Up the Stage. I play Spawn of Mayhem. Okay, doesn't block. Then comes to Spawn of Mayhem. No, let's Light Up Stage first. So, Spawn of Mayhem. Spectacle. And end the turn. We have at least 1 shock live. So our opponent could just play Pyromancer. He pumps counters on. I just snipe with shock in response. Opponent could try to Luminous Bonds. Actually, that's okay. Is he not planning to play? No, he has to play out. Okay, he's returning. Okay, that's actually okay too. So he could swing with the Bugler. I just take the damage. Lightning Strike. That means I ping Healer's Hawk. That's okay. So end of turn I could shock, just bring our opponent down. No, I'll hold on to it. I can play the Blood Crypt if I have to. Oh yeah, let's just play the Blood Crypt. Pay 2 life. Play Sarkhan the Masterless. Make a token. And let's see, he can bring something back. Let's force our... So let's force our opponent to answer that. So he has to answer... So he has to answer this token, he also has to answer the Sarkhan. Well, he's gonna answer Sarkhan, but can he answer the token? Probably another Luminous Bonds. In which case, I just wait for... Oh, Knight of Priest. That does not answer this guy. However... Oh wait, no. The 1-mana white spell... Unfortunately, the... Okay, he had one... He got one chance. Now, if I can draw on Sacrifice effect... Okay, there's Angrat's Rampage. Target player sacrifices a creature. I sacrifice. Sacrifice Footlight Beam. To ping Healer's Hawk. And unfortunately, it doesn't have enough mana for Seal Away. Whew! You don't get... Well, we could have gotten that flexibility with Plaguecrafter since it all gives us a sacrifice trigger also. But that's thinking outside the box, ladies and gentlemen. Final parting words. So, not bad, 3 wins, but any loss could end it for us, so... Not holding my hopes up that high. Otherwise, we're doing quite well. Dude, I feel like this is gonna be a sub-hour episode. I'll be honest, with all the Planeswalkers running around, I'm not exactly the most convinced. That said, yeah, I could just use 1 more mana, so I'm probably gonna just play Enforce. I could play Priest first, but I'm probably gonna play Enforcer first. Especially if our opponent leads off on that. I'll play Enforcer first. No point playing the Fireblade Artist immediately. Basically, forcing our opponent to use a removal spell. Okay, Runaway Steamkin is not that. Angrat's Rampage. This gives us a sacrifice trigger, but we don't have Mayhem Devil in time. So... I'm actually gonna just swing first. Yeah, I really needed that 1 more mana for Mayhem Devil. That would have wrecked Fanatical Firebrand quite a bit. But now, at least we have some 2 mana plays. We just... My ideal plan is Mayhem Devil into Angrat's Rampage afterward. I could also play Priest of the Forgotten Gods next turn. Fanatical Firebrand. So he's gonna... Oh, triple Fanatical Firebrand. So, optimally, he would spend 2 of the Firebrands to snipe my Enforcer. I guess that's okay. Because if he attacked with the Steamkin, I'm just gonna block with him. Oh, he's not doing either. So, definitely no sacrifice. Here's a land, we have to play that. So... Angrat's Rampage. No, I'm gonna play Mayhem Devil. So if he holds back, I benefit from his Fanatical Firebrand sacks. So, yep, no attacks. Let's see if he thinks, if he's taught this true. He could just attack straight. Thankfully, we're not gonna die to a Goblin Chain Whirler yet. Okay. So, I'm gonna ping Steamkin. That should make him think twice. I need to at least leave 1 damage here. That's enough to get into counters but stall the... Okay, so he's... What's his targets? Enforcer, Enforcer. So... Right? Target this one again. So he can let those resolve. If he needs to cast a spell first before he can sacrifice 1 more. Goblin Chain Whirler. If he sacrifices this to take this out, he can do that actually. In which case, I probably just send the ping. Oh, okay, sacked it for mana. Another Chain Whirler. So it gets me 1 trigger, but I get to ping him. Okay, might as well. Force our opponent to use all their cards, and we're still relatively healthy. So... Okay. So I need to play Footlight Fiend. Feast of the Forgotten Gods. We're gonna take 6 damage, unfortunately. Because I need the Footlight Fiend to live. Worst case... Well, if he snipes the Priest, that changes everything. Actually, I still need to keep it up. I need light up the stage mana. Runaway Steamkin again, but probably nothing else. Wait. Yes, no blocks. I'll take the hit. It's a bit scary, but we get our lands.
Play nice. My friend is here to help you.
Yeah, sacrifice. So target 1 player. Sacrifice these 2. So I have to snipe the Steamkin. Keep it from... He sacrifices a creature. And I probably just burn Angrat's Rampage, force him to sack the other creature. We're still in danger though, and he just starts drawing burn spells. We can kind of recover, but we aren't. It's a bit of a slow run. Okay, drew a land. We didn't need that, so we're just gonna make him sacrifice a creature. Okay, so at least we dealt with that problem. Next turn, make another. Okay, so need to make another token. In theory, if I draw another creature... No, I didn't, so... I could just light up the stage manually. Got ourselves a Fireblade Artist. Also got ourselves a Shock.
I adore
Nah, just Shock right now. Basically, we're trying to force our opponent to run out of resources. Our life total is still quite precarious though. We need to be careful. I think our opponent... Okay, 0 instants or sorcery, so D2 Lava Runner is not a threat yet. That might be a shock. Okay, he's forced to use a shock. That wasn't shocking actually. We kept... We weren't exactly nuking all his threats, but we took out quite a bit. So I guess we can keep... We'll probably just swing at Fireblade Artist. I will hold the Devil back. Really could use Angrat right now. Sarkhan would be better given how much mana we have. Our opponent might be stuck. Pyromancer. Okay, he's playing into that. Okay. I'm actually gonna just swing with that. If he snipes this, yeah, I'm gonna hold off on the rampage. Light up the stage manually, so yep. So we're gonna take Sunburn. So I'll sacrifice this. Okay, ping. 2 damage. So we're actually dead. Well, yeah, we're actually dead. He didn't get enough. Unfortunately, this 2 is enough to end us. He has enough mana. That's literally it. Yeah, the writing's on the wall. Let's see if he sees it though. Yeah, it's kind of automatic. Everything's there. I allowed my life total to go down way too low, but there is that. So not exactly the best of games, but it's actually quite reasonable. 3 wins is not too bad. You know what? I'm gonna try again. Yeah, let's try it again. It's not. Let's see if we can get slightly better run though. Though to be fair, I think 3-3 is kind of okay considering this is considering what decks we were up against. We were able to pare our opponent down several times, so we did manage to accomplish something. It's not like we were dallying around doing nothing. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so turn 1 shock, actually no, turn 1 Footlight Fiend, because that opens up turn 2 light up the stage. Actually, our opponent's playing first, so we might have to change that plan a little bit. But our immediate goal is, well, try to set up a way we can get a quick spawn of Mayhem. So opponent mulliganing is, well, I can always breathe a sigh of relief. It's not like we're playing the best deck in the world, so any extra help is fine. Yeah, lead off with Footlight Fiend. For opponent, okay, not a Llanowar Elf. Gonna light up the stage, take a bit of a risk. Oh no, Footlight Fiend's fine. So, loading things up a bit. I'm gonna try to hold up Shock. Especially, yeah, definitely holding up Shock. In fact, wait, let's offer. Opponent's probably not gonna bite. So it's basically Shock, Orzhov, Enforcer. I'll just do light up the stage again next turn. Well, I will be shocked if our opponent... Okay. Oh, you let it through? Yeah, that's fair. I'm still gonna shock it anyway. No reason to let this guy snowball out of control. Even between that and Angrat's Rampage, it's too risky. So still need another Black Source, but at least we still have one more piece of removal. Even if we draw red, it's okay. It means I can light up the stage and set up next turn. Also need to pay attention. Okay, Water Trap Weaver. Okay, that's fine. Another Orzhov Enforcer. Swing with everything. So I'm gonna light up the stage this time because at least we have an Orzhov Enforcer play. Worst case scenario. Okay, we drew the Swamp. So we're gonna go Spawn of Mayhem instead. next turn, Swamp, Enforcer, Rampage. We could start building up counters. Usually if you're dealing with Merfolk, the magic number is 2. Our opponent seems to have a bunch of tree drops. Branch Walker, so that's X equals 2. Okay. Disperse, return to hand. Okay, so I'll take some damage. No biggie. In fact, now I can do both Mayhem and Orzhov Enforcer. Actually, I'm having this sinking suspicion our opponent might be playing with stock deck. He's running Disperse instead of Blink. Actually, there are many other options he could have run. So actually, my concern now is Sleep. I've committed quite a bit. I do have some removal. I need to be careful. Right now, I can only take out 1 drops. Tempest Caller. That taps everything. So he gets to hit for 4. So not bad, in fact. So this is a 4-3-2. Yeah, not ideal. He can block 1 Footlight Fiend, in which case a shock and response then use the trigger to snipe the Branch Walker. Yeah, let's keep pairing our opponent down if possible. Okay, he's gonna take all that damage. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna end the turn here. I'm gonna hold up the Angrat's Rampage. I need to see what his next drop is. It will determine how many counters I put in Blast Zone. So right now I can put 2 counters, so I can nuke a tree if I have to. I'm gonna take 6. You know what? I'm gonna preserve my life total a little bit. Herald's Boon. Okay, so not quite. He could still have Sleep though. So pass. Pass. Take the damage. So we're down to 5. My turn. Wait, hold on. Good game. X equals 1 counter. Yeah. That was enough. He just went for the 1 wild swing. I was pretty sure he had Sleep. Well, guess at least we're not sleeping with the fishes this round. So let's keep going at it. Clever. So we got Fiend into Rampage. We really need the 3rd mana, but I'm willing to keep it. It's a bit of a risk though. Because we at least have both colors. A 3rd mana is all we need, though. Those are usually famous last words. Okay, we got Shock, so if our opponent plays a Wildgrowth Walker, I might have no choice but to Thought Erasure. Not sure. Let's see what our opponent decides to take here. It gives us a clue about what our opponent is most scared of. If he doesn't take Angrat's Rampage, kindly unlikely. If you're playing Sultai, I suspect the Explore package. You could be taking Tibalt. Okay, took the Rampage, so he does have creatures. Okay, fair enough. Let's pass that around. Okay, got the land. I'm willing to play the Mayhem Devil first. We can play Tibalt afterwards. So this is only 3 mana, so even with Wildgrowth Walker, there's no There's no follow-up quite yet. Well, another Thought Erasure is a problem. Okay, he's willing to spend mana. Jade Light Ranger? Another Thought Erasure. But what's the blue for? Opt? He could just take out Tybalt at this point. Oh no, he took out Angrath. Okay, so... Okay, like that. Swing with everything. Play Tybalt. Gonna hold back on this for now. Cry of the Carnarium is still a possibility. Our opponent hasn't played a single creature yet, which is concerning. Well, then again, back-to-back Thought Erasure means you're not playing creatures at that point. Growth Spiral. Okay, this might be another Planeswalker build. Nope. Well, it's not a Gates build. Okay, I'm legitimately confused now. No Gates. I guess I will start.
Oh, they're so cute.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if our opponent doesn't set up a blocker, I can shock him in the face. He's forced to, well, he's forced to block this if ever. He can play Hydroid, Deafening Clarion. That makes all this guys. He goes down to 3. Sure, I guess. Yeah, sure. And let's aim all the triggers here. I'm gonna hold that up.
My assistants are painfully slow.
Doesn't have the counter spell at least. So now he has to answer these creatures, but not in a way that opens him to a shock. He needs to exile this. Well, Vraska's Contempt will do it. He's actually Casualties of War. Interesting choices. And the shock that you never took is what kills you in the end. Whew! Managed to luck out on that one. Actually, not really. Our opponent had several very interesting card choices, so I get it's not the super finely tuned mid-range deck I was expecting. I guess we can thank our stars for that one. Okay, so not this second run is going a lot better. I guess I should just do back-to-back runs. Well, well, if we consider that, since I'm going to be running most of the uncommon Planeswalkers, I'm going to be doing a very linear strategy. Okay, this one's not keepable. We are running a risk that we never get to play anything. I'm going to mulligan this. This is a much better risk. Okay, there we go. So we go Guildgate first. Okay, opponent going for the quick opt. Probably might be signaling the lack of a spell pierce, I suppose. Well, let's see. Let's see what the second mana is. Okay, blue-red. And yeah. You know what? I don't need to let's just start dropping these Footlight Fiends. If he wants it countered. So next turn, barring any, well, he could blow this out. Okay, no, he's. So we need to hold up Angrath's Rampage. Saheeli, Sublime Artificer. I guess that's a good target for Angrath's Rampage. And we will light up the stage. I'll probably play those two. If we draw, so Spawn of Mayhem's gonna have to wait a little bit. Well, at least we got rid of one Saheeli. Arclight Phoenix will take 3. Okay. Well, I can't say it's a surprise. He did see it coming. So, our opponent's incentivized to take out Priest of the Forgotten Gods. And he could start running spells, so that's 3rd instant or sorcery, so he's only got 2. Still incentivized to take out Priest. So, he could still have one more mana source. There you go. He's gonna get the 3rd one. I'm still gonna sack because these triggers come first, so I can nuke the Electromancer. He sacrifices Arclight Phoenix. Okay, but 2 Arclight Phoenixes in my kit. But so definitely target that. Let's get rid of the enabler first. Okay, so definitely playing Spawn of Mayhem. I could play this. I'm gonna just play the 2nd Priest. Sure, fine. I emptied my hand. Might as well. So our opponent has to deal with Spawn of Mayhem before the Phoenix can hit back. It's gonna be... needs another Electromancer to get through. So he's doing Radical Idea. If he has another land, we're gonna be looking at this Phoenix again. Did he just ditch a 3rd one? Okay, so that's 9 damage. So here comes the question. Can we race? Hold on. So we'll go down to 2. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we win. Our opponent has to hold back. In which case... our opponent has to hold back. Yeah, because I can just block one of these Phoenixes. So am I gonna sacrifice a creature? I could sacrifice the Fireblade Artist to itself. Because this has flying and trample. Opponent has to triple block just to get through. No, I'm gonna decline the sack. Okay, got the Mayhem Devil. Definitely casting that. I think we have enough triggers now. So what's going to happen is... sacrifice any number. So target... submit, sacrifice 2 other creatures. We'll sacrifice the other priest and the Fireblade Artist. So that's 1 trigger. That's okay. Updates available, please restart. Okay, we'll do that later. So I guess I will take a break after this one. And our opponent has to snipe 1 Arclight Phoenix. And we get Angrat's Rampage for good measure. Which also snipes again. Yep, we got the win. There's an update now. We can wait for it, I suppose. I'm gonna try to see if I can log into one more game. Because if I try to upload the update, it's gonna take a while. Let's see if we can get another game. Yeah, but at least we know the upload's ready. Hey, we managed to beat out Izzet Phoenix. Okay, definitely keeping this hand. Opponent goes first, so we have a shock buffer. I'm even inclined to just open with shock, take the... Okay, maybe not open with shock. I'll take the blood. Nope. I'm still gonna open with shock because turn 2 Steamkin needs to die. And thankfully we're not punished. We're not punished for that. Mono Red's still quite interesting. It's a win some, lose some match. Opponent is... I could shock this one. Opponent's probably aiming for a light up the stage. You know what? Let's try something different once in a while. Opponent plays another mana, plays Steamkin. Okay, Runaway Steamkin. That was the other plan. So I guess... Turn 2 Orzhov Enforcer. So... We're actually hoping our opponent tries to... Okay, Pyromancer hits us. I'm still willing to make the trade though. Opponent's not. Okay, Footlight Fiend, that's a good one. So I'll play Footlight Fiend into Priest of Forgotten Gods, force our opponent. Next turn we have a Blast Zone, so we probably should start we should probably start pinging our... taking this up to 2. Opponent plays the mandatory shock. Yeah, sure. It's still kind of fine. So we're gonna go for Blast Zone this time. Pyromancer. Perfect. We're gonna go for... Well, our opponent's still... He can empty his mana, but he's down to 1 card. If this is Experimental Frenzy, we're in trouble. Okay, we could play Judith, but I'm gonna play Blast Zone and pass the turn. Opponent should know what's up. Blast Zone on X equals 2. Oh, if he snipes this one... Well, I'm really thankful this doesn't have trample. We're just trying to race an opposing... Okay. Swinging with boats. We'll pass... Okay, if I took the 4 damage, this could be a card draw spell. You know what, I'm gonna block with Orzhov Enforcer because that's the one that's gonna die anyway. It still doesn't change my plan. I'm still gonna tick this out. Has to respond. Oh, doesn't have a response. So we swing and we light up the stage. We'll definitely be able to play at least 1 card. Okay, we can play both. So Blood Crypt, Footlight Fiend, Judith. Okay, opponent is stuck. So I'm gonna take the damage from the... Force our opponent to shock this at least. Okay, scheduled downtime will begin in 30 minutes. So I guess we're... Okay, Wizard's Lightning on that. Sure, so we... At least it's not 3 damage to our face. That's all that matters for me. Okay. And of course we have to use the shock. What's up? Ooh. Okay, Goblin Chain Whirler wipes our board, but yeah, that's a very good top deck. Unfortunately, not enough triggers to kill that. So we're gonna be buying time. Fireblade Artist. So no attacks. We do have another blast zone. It's gonna be a bit dicey. Okay, we take 3. We can deal 5 to our opponent. Light up the stage into a light up the stage. Yeah. Wizard's Lightning. Okay, so at least that didn't hit us. Still need an answer to this. If he pings that, I'm perfectly fine. Because that means any Angrat's Rampage is live, more or less. Okay, Tybalt. So again, just buying more time.
Enjoy the more.
So I was a bit more confident, but maybe not so much this time. Okay, swinging at us. I will protect Tybalt because he buys me at least one more turn. So, yeah. But I'm also gonna make sure that any, how do you call this? Yeah. If he's gonna pay for a light of the stage, he's gonna pay for it through the nose. Okay, there's a shock, so Tybalt's offline. Angrat's Rampage is a problem. I still have to cast it anyway. Shame we couldn't get rid of this. That would have been great. Yeah. How many light the state? That's his second. It's not about to play his third. Yeah, this one's... Okay, we lost this one. Yeah, that's good game.
I guess I cracked first.
But all to all, this is not too shabby. Actually, if we had blocked the other way, we could have waited on Runaway Steamkin a little bit longer. So unfortunately, that's gonna be the end of this episode. We're gonna have a part 2 on this when we get back live. So there you go. So that's it for this episode. We're gonna continue this run a little bit soon when we're back online. So that's it for this run. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. And maybe let's see if we can stretch this out further than the 3 wins we have. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again next time.